Okay, you guys, Ralph Havens here, physical therapist at Beyond Limits Physical Therapy in Bellingham, Washington. And I'm with Dr. Tom Gimatteo. We've been doing these podcasts for quite a while now on the podcast When Doctors Have No Answers. Dr. Tom Gimatteo is a doctor, chiropractor, naturopath, and co-developer of integrative manual therapy. He's taught me most of my hands-on manual therapy skills. And there's three processes, techniques that I've used with runners. And I'm going to show that to Dr. Tom. So Dr. Tom, thank you for being here. Appreciate
Not a
it.
problem, Ralph. Thank you.
It's so good to have you. I'm loving these things. So I'm going to go straight to this video and show you a video of Hannah B. She had a session and I filmed her before and after. So let me do a little video of that. Oop, I got it forgot. Let me change this a little bit. When we share it, I have to click optimize. Okay, here goes. Okay, sorry about that. And here we go. This is the before. She is. So I'll walk you through what I see and you can see what you see. So first off, notice her ponytail, how it swings to the left, but not to the right as much. It's because her upper body is rotating to the right more than the left. Notice her stride length. And notice how she's going up and down and landing directly on her foot. Okay. Let's watch that again just so you get a sense of that. Notice her stride length. Notice how her ponytail goes left and not right. Going up and down and landing directly on her foot. Notice how her rib cage looks. And this is after. We did a 2-hour hands-on manual therapy session, Helix Biomechanics, and then this is what she looked like afterwards. So notice her stride length, it's gotten bigger. Notice how her feet are touching the ground differently. She's flying back, and her rib cage, look at how her rib cage is more powerful. And her ponytail moves equally well to the left and the right. So notice the stride
That's a
length.
great
Notice
demonstration.
How,
Yeah.
Isn't it great? It's flying back. I'm going to show that up and down. One more time on the post one a little more forward. I'm going to ask you some questions about these sessions. One more time. Okay, here she show you that again with that powerful stride afterwards. Notice that power in that stride. Her rib cage is being pulled up and forward. Got a bigger, longer stride. She's going up and down less and going forward more. And she's rotating equally well to the right and the left sides. Okay, so Dr. Tom, I did what you've taught me all these years, what's called strain counter strain for what are called the diaphragms, the respiratory diaphragm, the pelvis, the thoracic inlet, the cranial diaphragm, and then actually techniques to release tension around the vena cava and the aorta, the vessels going in and out of the heart. Then we did the descended phenomena to release the tension in the sacrum and take trauma out of the body. And then we did the Helix Biomechanics, was the advanced version of manual therapy for the biomechanics. And this was the result. So I wanted to ask you about these. I mean, nobody else that I know of has these techniques. You're a chiropractor, I'm a physical therapist, you're also a physical therapist. And I haven't seen these in any other system. And I wanted to just ask you a bit about it. What is it? How did, maybe a little bit about how you guys found it, but some of the results you've seen with it, and then tell people how they can get it on the East Coast with you and on the West Coast with me. So,
Yeah.
So thank you for teaching me these things. It's like, I tell Jen probably once a week, thank God for IMT, we're always fixing something up in our family.
Right. Well, we are in an evolution of new systems that have actually been in our wheelhouse for 40 years, right? And we are here at the Connecticut School of Integrative Manual Therapy. We're starting a new division called the Institute of Structural Medicine and Integrative Manual Therapy. So what you saw, and you gave a great demonstration, and maybe we can work on next video where you can watch both of the strides at the same time, was that the first set was very tight and she wasn't really moving well. And I call that all structural medicine. It includes getting the biomechanics of the sacrum and also getting the release of the diaphragm so she'd have core stability. And that gave her the ability to actually stretch out her legs longer, right? So her first stride was maybe about 1 meter. and the second was a meter and a half plus. And you can notice that difference in that bounce back and forth. So the diagnostic capabilities of watching that and applying these tools is something that I've never known until Sharon and I started to create this whole system, that you can take structure and see how we need to get those abilities to move and things happen along the way. There's lots of systems out there, right? There's Rolfing, there's massage, there's fascial releases, but nobody ever put it together in that whole process. So we were looking at a sports theory of this, of how's their stride, and that person also could have been somebody coming in that has low back pain, constipation, and also problems with their menstruation. But you can see the fluidity on the outside can actually influence the inside and make all the organs better at the same time.
Yeah, her organs are moving better. You can tell by how she moves through space.
Right. So, and it seemed less effort that she needed. So she will be able to run her next, race with about 10 to 20% more energy and mobility, because it's actually working instead of she's fighting herself to get across the whole process. So,
Yeah, and
and
she gave us a great testimonial. I'll show that. I'll put that in the links.
yeah. So we're always looking at that flexibility and minuteness. And if you don't know what you don't know, you wouldn't be able to pull that apart, right?
Yeah.
And same person could have shin splints, they could have a migraine headache, but they all can lead to that stride difference in our whole process. And we're going to save her joints for wear and tear, so the arthritis won't be there in that dysfunction too.
Yeah, her left hip was way better. It had always been tight. Another guy did, his knees were no longer hurting. And I've been talking with some more elite runners. I'm working with middle school, high school, college, post-college runners here in Fairhaven and Bellingham, Washington. And my passion is running. And we're connecting more and more with some of the people that are based out of Flagstaff, where the fast guys train at altitude. And
Right.
we're in Eugene, Oregon at the pre-meet with the world-class guys. And I'm looking to get this message out to them because, my little boy, Ben, fast guy, he was saying, yeah, they already have really, really good physical therapists and chiropractors working with them. We just have something different. Can you talk about, like, if you were talking to the elite guys, why would they want to do this? They also, they have chiropractic, they have dry needling, they have all sorts of strengthening and stretching and process.
So my statement to that, Ralph, is that my degrees cover all those, and I kept asking questions and not feeling the whole process. Is that if you don't know what you don't know, you can't really fix it, right? And that gets into the lane of everybody that's it's a practice of healthcare. So if you have to go back over something twice because it needs dry needling, shouldn't take more than one treatment. This strain counter strain, if it comes back, we also ask, boy, that should have come back. We have another question to ask. What else is involved with it? So when clients come to see me and they've been using a chiropractor, they've been using a physical therapist, but they still have pain in their shins, then you're not broken. Something inside of you is out of alignment that's causing the problem, and that should never come back again. So we're always trying to make the progress, right? Even if you're doing, 50-mile workouts a week because you're a distance runner type of thing. So we should be able to adapt and conform to that. And if you're persistently having shin splints for 5 years and you're just keeping it at bay, that's not the answer.
That's not the answer. And, I have some runners that are used to, like pretty aggressive stuff, Thai massage and Rolfing, like you said, and just think they need to they talk about the chain, and work on the strengthening and the balance and all that sort of thing. And the type of treatment that we do can look very subtle, very subtle. I got it because when I took the first class I took from you back in February 2000, my running that week was off the charts, how good I felt. So I got it that it's like, okay, this is a little strange. It's very light. I don't know what this is all about yet, but I saw the result. What would you talk,
Yeah.
runners that are used to like someone putting their elbow in and deep massage?
Right. So if they keep chasing the same trigger point, then that muscle is really doing its job. Okay. So we have to figure out why that muscle keeps getting strained instead of taking out the strain and making them looser, which is a hard concept to understand because it's like, okay, let's put an ice pack on it because I overused it. And that's almost like if you have a car and you get in a car accident and now the alignment's off, one tire is going to wear more and you just keep changing the tires because it's not getting
Yeah.
perfect alignment again. So if you have a chronic system that you keep chasing, 90% of my clients, and again, yours are, boy, we fix that and it stays fixed unless they get in a trauma or something. Or, I have clients come in and said, okay, I plan on doing 3 marathons this year. How do I stay safe? And it's the education. Are you changing your shoes? Are you getting the right orthotics in?
Are you resting enough in between hard runs?
Right. Well, if you have the right biomechanics, there isn't really a hard run because
It's,
it's the history of Africa, and the villages were 20 miles apart, and people were running them daily.
yeah,
They
yeah.
never complained about arthritis.
Ben,
So,
Ben, I do try to keep Ben, my little guy, optimized, and he's dialed it in with the hard, easy approach. But he just feels so good after the run yesterday from the Ferryman Runner store. He asked, "Can I run home too now?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you can run home," because he just feels so good. So this gives me
so,
goosebumps. Stop.
so if you've had an elite chronic problem that you're just keeping at bay, because if you stop seeing your chiropractor, if you stop seeing your physical therapist, it gets worse. Then maybe you should step up to the next quantum physics in it and get evaluated by MT to see what keeps bringing that symptom back.
Yeah, well, thank you for today. This is great. So I've got, Tom told me he recommended in the past, a couple weeks ago to offer one part of this, and the diaphragms and call it a reset, a 10-minute reset. And I can do that with people. So reach out to me if you like. I'll leave my contact
Yeah.
information. But
Just experience what a reset feels like.
yeah,
In the
and then I do have something that I decided, the thing I did with Hannah and with these other runners, it was a 2-hour treatment. Some of them were about an hour, a little over an hour, but I thought, well, we could even break it up into 3 15-minute segments a week apart and let people have a really nice experience. So I've got an offer there at ralphhavens.com/runfast1, the number 1, and you can look for it. I'll put it in the links. And you can reach Tom. He's on the East Coast. He works with world-class, elite, really ultra guys. So, but he can work with all. He was a team doctor at the Atlanta Olympics in '96. So you can reach him at 860-561-2286. He's at 12 North Main Street, Suite 30 in West Hartford, Connecticut. It's imtwellnesscenter.com. I'm at ralphhavens.com. Our number is 360-599-2217. And reach out to us if you can make it to the East Coast or the West Coast and experience this. I do things with people online, but this is a manual therapy approach where you really need to have hands-on. And so
it's resetting the muscles and the ligaments and the bone structures so they're gliding back in their joints and giving freedom.
and it feels great when you run. So, I mean, the very first class was just incredible how I felt. So reach out to me. We're trying to get the word out. If you're a world-class runner, if you're a former world-class runner, I'm talking to some of you guys that I've messaged. If you're a sports photographer or running store, if you know people, let them know, and let's give this a try for some people, because it's stuff that I haven't seen in the regular chiropractor or physical therapy world, massage world, and it could be your answer, especially if you are dealing with something that keeps coming back. So Dr. Tom, thank you so much. I think this is a good one, another good one, and I will post it on YouTube and Spotify.
Have a great day.
Thank you so much, and thank you for taking the time. I know you're packed in there over there, so if they only knew what you did. All right,
Right.
talk to you soon.
Bye, buddy.
Bye.